Yoda. Um, Welcome to my creative vlog. My name is Liam Baldwin. Sorry, it's going to be autofocus this video. Last week, I sent in, technically this week, I guess it's Sunday, and I just uploaded it 2 days ago, I think. I uploaded my weekly creative vlog late last week, and very late, like almost at the end of the week, which is like putting these two videos very close together, which I'm sorry about that. I'm going to try and not let that happen again. But yeah, I've been really busy. I've been editing my feature film, and that's taken the past like 2 weeks. Like that's all I've been really doing. This past video, I said that I'd be focusing on homework and finals and getting stuff like that done between the 2 days that it came out, but between the 5-6 days since I made that video, I have not touched any homework. I will get to that tomorrow. Tomorrow's the grind day for homework and school-related things. But yeah, so tonight is when I showed my first rough cut for my feature film, and it is not fully done. There's a lot more to be there's some to be added, but now that I've gotten some feedback, I showed two close friends of mine, I have a lot more to edit. I got some really good feedback that I didn't expect. You know, like some people, they said that like, oh, this is really good, and I thought it was bad. And also, but there was also a lot of vice versa, where I thought it was really good and it's actually bad. But there was also stuff they said was bad that I knew was bad, and there's stuff they said was good and I knew it was good. So all around encompassing every reaction that I could have gotten, I guess. And so yeah, I feel honestly good about it. I started the film and I started cringing, and I realized how much there was so many things that just didn't work. Whether it was the edit or like just we filmed it, or in the script, just things that just didn't work. And I was cringing a lot, and I was noticing the reactions, and I'm like, oh no, it's horrible, it's the worst thing ever, oh my god. And so that really put me down. I had like a gut, my anxiety was going crazy, and a gut feeling of like, oh, this is bad, and I'm just like, every bad feeling you could possibly have in your body was happening to me, and I felt very overwhelmed. But then there were some moments where they're like, okay, that's pretty good. And I'm like, all right, that makes me feel a little bit better, but oh my god, okay, yeah, all right. And so it turns out the movie gets better as it goes along, but it starts really low. And if I can fix that in the edit, that's perfect. If I can't, that's okay. I think the ending's good. And I'm going to stick by that. And I also got the answer that the two people that watched this film for me, they said that the ending was good as well. And so that makes me happy, because I think the ending is where we provide the thesis of the film. And do I wish it was a little more better implemented? Sure. But looking back, like me and the creators that I worked with, like, what are we going to do about it now looking back? Like, it's not helpful to look back on that and be like, oh man, I wish we'll do it next time. Yeah, so watching this was interesting, and the ending was fun to watch, because they were like, oh, I see what you're doing here, and I'm like, oh, thank you. You know, you see what I'm doing? That's perfect. That's my goal. I want people to see what I'm doing and understand why I'm doing it, and maybe give me a little validation that it's good, or at least that they understand what I'm going for, because at this point, I guess, in my career, this is the first thing I ever made, right? This is the first thing I directed, so it makes me happy to see that like some things work. And yeah, so I felt bad about it for a second, and my friends left, and I was a little overwhelmed, despite the fact that they did say the ending was good. And you know, I was feeling a little down in the dumps, and then I immediately got out of that and was like, no, I don't want to be down in the dumps anymore. This is really helpful, and that's what I should look at it as. And close friends gave me their time, and also gave me the truth of how they thought of my film, and that's perfect. I know that I learned so much on this movie, and I know from the countless things that I've worked on since then that I have learned and implemented into other things, and I've gotten better at things. And there's some things I still need work on, and now I'm realizing, watching it, I'm like, okay, there's some things that I didn't realize I needed to work on, but I absolutely do need to work on. I didn't write this whole script. I co-wrote it. I probably wrote like a third of it. And I was like, this script is pretty good, but my parts are bad. That was my opinion. And now I have a little validation of people think it's kind of good, like my parts, and I really am actually looking back proud of my lines. My writing in general, but basically I have a problem with, like, I think all of my dialogue is horrible. It wasn't the worst thing, but also maybe it was some improvised lines from my actors that know how to make dialogue sound a little better. But yeah, I had like a planned thing to say, but I kind of forget, so I'm just kind of rambling. But I think it's an important lesson to think about, like, when you make something, that there will be a next project after that, right? Because if you're an artist, you want to make more projects, and whether that be, oh, I'm a filmmaker, I made a film and it's not good, I'm going to make another film, or oh, I made a film and maybe that's not for me, I'm going to go and create something else. No matter how related that is to the previous or not, it's great to have this experience, and then going into your next thing, you have the experience that you took from that, you have the memories of that, whether that be good or bad, and I think that's helpful. And I think movies are awesome, and I love movies, and I love making them, and I love creating just art in general, and so it really makes me happy that something I made is being created and is moving along, and that there's more coming, and that people had a reaction of, like, that was a clever idea. And either I got to say, hey, that was my clever idea, or hey, that was a friend of mine's clever idea, that we worked together and we made a great film, and I know that person, and that's really cool. And so, yeah, I feel great, actually. And now I have a lot more to do. I have so much more to do than, honestly, more than I thought originally I had to do, but that's okay. I am going home to, college is over for this year, and so I'm going home, and I have more projects I'm going to be making, but also I'm going to continue working on this, and I am going to learn from this and fix some of my scripts and ideas for the stuff I'm making this summer. I got homework to do this week, but really only tomorrow. That'll be done. I got some fun stuff to do with friends before I leave as well, which is cool. I get to go home and see more people that I love. And so everything's coming up, Liam. And it's very exciting. It's a very exciting world. I love creating. I love making stuff. I had a great week. I got to talk to some friends and go to some events and just talk about movies and work. Honestly, editing this, I keep pointing like as if it's on the TV. It's not on the TV. That's Roku Western City. But my film, watching it, like, I've spent like 2 weeks just locking in, right? I've barely talked to people, but the time that I did get to talk to people this week was amazing and really helpful, and I love my friends. But really, like, I feel like I've just been engrossed in this movie for so long, and it feels good to have a significant part of the process done. And to feel good about, honestly, I'm making something, and I made something, and it was cool, and whether the whole thing's good or not, but hey, I'll clean it up. I got more to do. I'm excited to be working on movies. I'm excited to be seeing movies. I'm excited to share movies with people. I don't know. I'm rambling, and none of this it's all going in circles, but I don't care. Very good week. Excited for summer, excited for things, excited for movies that I'm making. If you are working on a project right now and you're like, oh, I hate it, don't hate it and love it instead. See what you can love with it, and just be proud that you made something, because some people just don't make things, and that's also okay. But you are a person that wants to make things, and you did make things. And if you haven't made something yet and you want to, just go do it. Anything. Start low and go up, or jump to high. But no matter where you're starting or where you're at, just be proud of what you're making, no matter what. This project, I jumped up here. This is the first thing I ever made, and it's a feature, and there's money, and there's people I didn't know. And why jump up here and then blame yourself for not starting lower, or being too ambitious, or who cares? You did something. I bet it's awesome. And be proud of that. And make more things after that. Make more movies. Because you can only get better. And I'll see ya. Bye. Yoda.